Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of Geek with Glasses Live. Today I'm doing a little bit different of a video. We're going to talk about car technology. So I'm on a business trip and I've got a rental car. I happen to be driving a Ford, as you can tell. This is a Ford Edge Limited model, and I was really blown away with the amount of technology that Ford has put in this vehicle, and so I really thought I should do a quick video just to show you, because I personally think this is the gold standard. I think any luxury vehicle should have this much technology in it, and this is pretty cool. So let's just jump right into it. Let me come back. And so this is the center console of the vehicle that I have, and what you see down here on the bottom is a touch-sensitive panel. So there's no buttons on this except for in the very center to turn the power on, and then to rotate for volume. You've got a little bit of rocker right here to turn the volume up and down. And then directly above that, you've got about a 7-inch capacitive touch panel that controls pretty much every aspect of this vehicle. And we'll take a look at that here in just a second. And the whole system is actually being powered by Microsoft Sync. And there you can kind of get a little bit of a view. Again, I'm shooting this on my iPhone, so I apologize for the shaky video or lack of audio or whatnot. So let's just jump right into it. So we'll start off here by hitting the center button, and we'll select this middle display. And what this does is this breaks up the display into 4 panels. So I've got my phone connected via Bluetooth, my iPhone, and this gives me all of my information. It actually will display contact call information in the upper right, so if you've got pictures associated with your contacts, it'll display it when you're on the phone with those individuals. You've got the touch panel, which is all Bluetooth. Up here in the upper left, it tells you the name, and it gives you, your Bluetooth, your reception, as well as your battery indicator. And then you've got all of your different options here on the left to make phone calls, and you can set for privacy and any of those other things. So if you don't want to be disturbed, you can see in the center of the panel, it's got the current time and the current temperature outside. Now, if I click in the upper right-hand quadrant, this is kind of information for the entire car. And right now, it's just got a sync services. It wants me to dial into the sync. But I've got a calendar built into the car that I can sync up with my phone, or I've also got notifications, which this will actually give you display information for whatever Bluetooth devices, if it's got messages from the vehicle, if you've got like low battery or oil pressure or any of those types of things. It also comes up here. So on the lower left, this brings up my entertainment center, and currently I have my phone selected. I was streaming Bluetooth, so it turns the car stereo into a Bluetooth receiver. It also has a USB jack where you can plug the phone directly in, and it'll actually display, your album art, your artist, your title, and all that kind of stuff. But for now, we can turn this up. It should just be streaming, and let's see. Hopefully, it won't kill. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I think it'll kill my video recording because it's just a little bit too taxing. So let's just go ahead and pick the radio up here. So we hit the radio, and it brings up the radio option, and you can choose between your Sirius, your CD, USB, which you've got 2 ports in the center console, and then you've got your your radio information all on the left-hand side. So then let's move on. The next quadrant in the system is my climate control. And so what you're looking at here is, the driver and the passenger climate control, any of the options, the heated seat options. So everything's all very easy to access. And then one of the other cool functions that the vehicle has, so these are all your settings. You can set your stereo and you can set your display. I'm going to click on Vehicle, and I think this is pretty funny. This is actually kind of cool. I'm going to click on Ambient Lighting. I'm actually going to turn the overhead lights off. So if I zoom down here onto the floorboard, you see this blue ambient light. And if I look at the handle to get out, as well as these rings in the cup holder and the center console, I've got this really cool blue color. Well, I can come up here and click green, and it becomes green. I can click red, and it becomes red. I can click orange, and it turns to an orange color that doesn't look too much different than red. Or I've got like a white color, and it changes all of these components. The cup holders and the doorknob handles is actually pretty cool. It's kind of just a goofy little thing, but it's nice. It kind of gives an upscale feel to the car, and being able to control the density by dragging, you can actually drag down, and it. Oops, I clicked one of the colors, and it actually. I'll go back to red. It's easy to see. It'll actually lower the brightness of that color that's being displayed, and I'm having difficulty hitting it. So let's go back to red. Grab the bar, and as you can see, it dims it. And you can take it all the way down to almost off, or you can turn it all the way bright. So I thought that was pretty cool. You can turn those ambient lights off as well. And then, so this is your main control panel. This is where you can get your vehicle health report. You can change your door pads to get in. It's got a rear view camera. You can set the options for that. And you can also put in a valet mode for less power if you're giving it to a valet so they can't go all Ferris Bueller on you and go crazy with your engine. So we'll go back to the radio. And let's go to the next component that I think is really cool. I'm going to come over here to my center console. So as you can see, I've got my steering wheel here, and I'm going to turn my ambient lights on. So I've got this rocker bar on the right-hand side and another one on the left-hand side. So this is my center console. This is my main heads-up display. And the reason I call it a heads-up display is because the center here is analog. Your speedometer is an analog. But the two screens that you see to the adjacent left and right, they're actually LCDs. And they're what I call a multifunction display, which is probably what they're called. So I'm going to play with this little rocker over here on the left, and you watch the left-hand panel. And I've got all of these options for what I want to display. That's fuel and tack. This takes me back to how much gas I have, 160 miles. I can select from trip view 1 and 2. It'll give me the information. Let me turn the volume down. You can get information for how much further you can go on your gas. You can get fuel economy, and it'll actually give you miles per gallon average as you're driving. It gives you a live feed. And you can come down and you've got settings, and then you've got information, some vehicle information that you can get. Or you can just go back and say, okay, I want to see the tachometer and the gas gauge. And this is all LCD display, which is awesome. And then back on the right, I can mess with this right-hand controller. And this is my kind of my main entertainment. So let me get a good focus here, and we'll start playing with this. So right now it tells me I'm listening to the radio, and I can come in here and I can control my presets, and I've got a volume rocker. Or I can go down and I can say I want to use my phone, so I can switch over the phone. I can redial the last number I called. It tells me that I'm on Bluetooth. I can look at incoming call logs, outgoing call logs, missed logs, and this is all, again, a little LCD display. And then I've also got a compass, so I can click that and actually see that I'm facing pretty much due west right now at 9:30 with a 73 degrees outside. And then I've got the climate control. So this is also the climate control for the vehicle. So I can control the same as I have over here. I can click on this. This I can control from here, or I can control it from over here. I can turn the fan speed up so I can make it colder. I click OK. Oops, I actually went too far there. Go back, and then I can come down. I guess that's not working. Climate control, press OK to adjust, come down, and I can turn the fan speeds up. And you can hear the fans in the car. And this is all being controlled right here from the steering wheel and the rocker. It's pretty awesome. I love it. I think, Microsoft Sync is pretty cool. I've played with it on some other vehicles, but I've never seen an implementation of it so well in a vehicle. And again, so all of these little buttons down here, I can, this is just touch. I can change, and this changes the source for my radio. So as I press this button down here, you'll notice, let me come up here, it's changing my audio source. It's changing from USB to CD to Sirius. And I've got, options down there for clicking through, as well as, you've got your regular, tune buttons. Got a volume knob. And it's got a very impressive sound system in it as well, which actually does surround sound and standard stereo. And then I've got little touch-sensitive buttons down here for my temperature, so I can press these, and you look in that lower right-hand corner, and it's dropping the temp and controlling it. So I've got lots of points of control in this car. Amongst all of the, the heated leather seats and all that kind of stuff. But the technology really stood out. I love it. So, real quick, I'll open up the center console. We'll take a look down here into the center console, and you're not going to be able to see this very well, but I've got RCA plugs here to plug like an entertainment center in, or a video game console, and then there's USB ports right here. And when I had my iPhone plugged in via the USB, pretty much I had full control over my iPhone with the touch-tone display. I could go to iTunes, I could go to podcasts, I could go to audiobooks, I could go into anything that I had on my iPhone and listen to it, which is awesome. So anyways, that's just a real quick look at the Microsoft Sync system in the new Nissan Edge. I don't know how new the Nissan Edge is, but it's new to me because it's the first time I've been in one. But again, I just thought it was really cool, and I personally think this is where car tech should be. I think, anytime you buy anything above a base model, this is what should happen. It should interface. I want a car that directly interfaces with my entertainment device, which in most cases is my cell phone, and this does a great job of using Bluetooth. So let me see. last-ditch effort, I'll go ahead and try and sync and get this to play audio directly from my phone. Hopefully it won't kill my video. If it does, great, then I guess we'll be cutting it short. So I'll go ahead and say thanks for watching now. Please follow me on Twitter, www.twitter.com/geekwithglasses. Like me up on Facebook for more information, facebook.com/geekwithglasses. And as always, we'll see you in the next episode, and thanks a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get it to sync Bluetooth and see if it kills my video or not. We're about to find out. So I click